guys, BBI here. I want to stop and say thanks for tuning in and checking out whatever the video is about that's about ready to come up next. If you could take a minute and hit subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you enjoy what you've seen here, make sure to hit the like button. We'd greatly appreciate your support. Anyhow, guys, all that aside, let's get on with the show. Well, guys, where we're at today is this is original was an X-Force Carl built back when. The guy said it went down in output power, then he took it to a local guy, and local guy took it all apart and put it back together, and then it's never worked the same ever again. And I said, well, were you able to even turn it on? And he says, well, no, the remote thing was kind of screwed up. Well, this is bare wire down here, and you can see where it's been arcing against the board. So we've got to fix all of this first. I mean, this is melted all the way up to here, and this isn't Teflon, so we're going to replace this with Teflon and replace this with Teflon. This is all melted down as well here. And I mean, there's a bunch of little things that jump out at me. Let's look at the keying circuit. There isn't one. The transistor here is gone. So the input is shorted directly to ground through this capacitor. That would cause it to have some serious problems. This is the wrong valued resistors here. The drive resistor is smoked. It needs a bath desperately. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean it up, and we're going to go underneath the assumption that the transistors are good. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to fix the on-off switch. Make it so this thing actually run. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and create a keying circuit for this, so it'll go into transmit and receive independently, and we don't have this issue where it's shorted to ground, so the RF can actually come into the box. I don't think X-Force used this 75 ohm coax, but this could be 50 ohm coax. It's a little on the fence, and there's some other solder work I want to come in here and do, but only after I prove to myself that this thing is running. But before we can try that, we've got to make sure that the RF can come in and the box won't catch on fire once we go to key it down. So let me clean all this mess out and clean the cabinet up, and we'll be back. Well, we were able to get all the burnt wires out of here. I was able to get all the burnt off the board. I went ahead and I did a new power wire in here because this other one, well, it's just seen better days. I went ahead and I put all new hardware holding the board down. The other hardware was so rusted that I don't think it could quite do its job, which is help carry ground and hold the board in place. So I went ahead and replaced all the mounting hardware on the inside. And yeah, the bath helped it quite a bit. Able to get a lot of the black burn out of it, so that's a good. Now I'm gonna do the on-off switch and the remote plug. Get that fixed, and we'll come around. We'll do the keying circuit, and we're gonna test it to see what's going on. Here goes the phone. I'll be back. Just getting ready to do the keying circuit on this thing, and I look down at this relay, and I'm like, that's not right. You see the armature down in here is bent down permanently. And we go over to this one on this side, and it is bent up permanently. So no matter what we do here, that won't move. So instead of trying to fix it, I am of the opinion I'm going to rip it out of here, and I'm just going to put a new relay in its spot. So, bing, I'll see you, bye. I've got my very first actual employee ever. Hi, employee ever. Say hi.
Hi.
It's a chick. She got boobies. The guys.
Hi, guys.
She's she's over here unpacking everything. She's going to completely redo my organization system I have over here, so we can figure out what's old, what's new, what needs to be done now, and what can wait for a minute. And,
that's right.
yeah. It's my wife. Okay, so now that we've made it so it actually works, what I mean by that is, look at this. Check this out. On-off switch now works. rewired the on-off switch, rebuilt your remote, replaced your relay, replaced the input, replaced the keying circuit. You're running. You're not running too well. So now that we've got all the stuff that doesn't work and has been burned up or removed, now we're going to go on the hunt for the watts. So, amplifier off. We're on 14 volts. 14 volts. 1000 watt slug and peak, 1000 average, 5 watt slug and reverse. 5 watt slug sitting between the 2950, of course, and this old X-Force. So we're putting our standard 20 watts of drive in there. So we're going to turn the amp on. So about 300 watts short. Input tune. Got down, BBI in your eye. Okay, so we've got to go in here and figure out where we're losing stuff. So what this tells us is we don't have any bad transistors. We looked at all of them on the FLIR. They're all working. Nothing's dragging down. No input, no output. Combiner's getting hot. Our flybacks are getting a little bit hot, but this little guy right here is saying no go to the show. So the other thing I noticed, we've got a 2290 pushing 2879s. That's not enough drive. So what we're going to do is we're going to modify some of this stuff. We're going to do the power wire upgrades. We're going to do all that kind of thing. That's got to go. We're going to change that out for a 2879. It'll kick these a little bit harder. We'll pick up a couple watts there. We're going to bypass this voltage divider. That'll kick it up even a little bit more. But we're going to polish our input tune because it is a little high. And I know it's going to drastically change when I go and I hook the 2879 up in place. So let's go find those 300 watts that are lost in this box. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Let me do my magic. So I want to show you guys something. We're at 14.95, and that's at the battery post. Now I've got all the tuning on this thing figured out, and we're close to 1,000 watts. But I want to show you something, why we do the bigger power wires in here. This is the most commonly debated thing about what I do. Okay? Those little pieces of 22 gauge or 16 gauge are a voltage restriction. So we got 14.95. 14.3 under operation. Okay. Now let's grab this. Let's get in here where we can measure this. Now we got now we're metering it on the inside of the box. So we're measuring our loss point between here and the distribution bus. Ready? So we're losing 0.2 of a volt. Now watch what happens when we go and we meter here. Now guys, don't do this unless you've got some kind of RF shield between your meter and the thing that's fluxing. So we're losing another 1/10 of a volt just by going through those wires. So we've lost a full volt between here and here. Now a full volt in output is the difference between a couple hundred watts. So if we go and we get rid of this restriction right here, just this, and we upgrade these wires going just here, we'll see that needle go over another 15-20 watts. Now we don't want to measure just by the meter. By us keeping the voltage up and supplying amperage to the components more thoroughly, they're going to run cooler. Because the lower you go in volts, the harder the transistor has to work. So therefore, guess what? Amp draw goes up. So if we can facilitate a little bit more electron flow into the component's going to run more efficiently and cooler, pull less amperage. Now let's go over here to the 2-pill or the 1-pill driver section. 14.9 again. It's fallen down on its face just as hard. Okay? But even at 13.9 volts, this thing's screaming, doing 950 watts now. I bet you when I go and I replace these and beef this wire up, I bet you we'll get real close to 1,000 just by changing wire. Now I've demonstrated this over and over and over and over again on video. It's a measurable difference. You can measure the voltage. It's a measurable difference. And you can see it on a watt meter. Okay, gotta go. There goes the work phone yet again. Well, I took a turd and turned it into a gem. All the power wires are upgraded. 2879 is a driver. Relay's completely rebuilt. Remote's actually fully functional again. On-off switch is more than just a decorative device. You'll be able to hear through the thing, talk through the thing, receive through the thing, do everything through it. Everything. So, got the fan hooked up. I went ahead and flipped it over for you, so now it's pushing air in instead of trying to pull air through. I find that it cools itself a whole lot better now. But on that note, yeah. So all left to do is put the screws in it, put my sticker on the front, and we'll call it a day. So let's do the wrap up on this thing here real quick. 20 whole watts of drive. Let's do this first. Talking through it. Perfectly flat. And what I mean by that is the RF can go from the radio through the watt meter with no reflect, come down, go through the amplifier, come out, go around and go out to the dummy load. No receive loss. All right. 900 plus. See how it's swinging back? That's what you want. Now you put a 30 or 40 watt radio on this thing, it'll do over 1,000. Okay, enough for the mere mortal radio. Let's go ahead, we're going to use the D-Row radio now. The hot dog chicken sauce, especially mambly jambly juice, makes this thing do all kinds of Bruce Jenners. Bruce Jenner watts. Here we go. Alright, so D-Row radio hooked up now. Roughly the same amount of drive, a little bit less. About 600 bird. Otherwise, chooching. Running just the way it should. Brother, you're all fixed. Everything's done. Absolutely 100% repaired. So on that note, I'm going to put some screws on it, put the sticker on it, and hand it off to my wife. And I think the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put new vinyl on the back so you have stickers that say in and out instead of it being written on with a Sharpie. And I'll go ahead and I'll clean the do not use on the remote plug. I'll take that off because now the remote plug has been completely rebuilt. So on that note, all this stuff here, this rusted stuff, is going to go in the trash heap. I'm going to put all new screws on the outside of this lid. And it's off to the races and running. Gentlemen, another X-Force saved from the scrap pile, upgraded, modified, twisted like a hard nipple, and it's ready to go. Hey guys, come check us out, www.bbiamps.com. Come find me on Facebook, all of you guys. I really wish you would. Yeah, just type in Luke Miller and BBI Amps on Facebook. You'll find me. You'll find a lot of stuff, a lot of people on there too trying to pretend they're me. Anywho, on that note, I'll see you guys. I appreciate everybody tuning in and check this little video out. I'm on to the next one, and I'm really excited because this organizational system I got going on now with the help of my wife is going to really help me be able to get things moving a little bit quicker out the door. If you can't tell, I got 2 done today when I normally am able to get just barely 1. So this hopefully will speed the process up a great deal. All right, I'm out. Appreciate you guys. You got any questions or anything, give me a call. I'll help you. I'll see ya. I gotta go. Bye.